Dad was in the background and gruffly announced he'd be wanting the Aitah back. Both my husband and I said no. We'd already had that conversation. Dad walked off, and I didn't mention to him that I'd made a promise to Mum, and she also never disclosed this to him. Then this week, Dad called me out of the blue, which is unusual. It's normally Mum who calls, asking if we could come help with a garage sale next weekend. I said it would depend on whether my husband was working. He is. Dad then so casually added that we needed to bring the Aitah over and leave it for a week. I said no again and reminded him we'd already been through this. His voice started rising. And why not? I told him he needed to talk to his wife, that we weren't changing our minds, and that I'd made a promise to Mum. Right at that moment, Mum walked in. Dad immediately rounded on her. So, what have you done behind my back, Cheryl? Mum acknowledged she knew what it was about, but wouldn't get on the phone with me. I said my goodbyes and hung up. I called my husband to fill him in and confirm we wouldn't be going over next weekend. About 10 minutes later, Mum rang. I asked if everything was okay, and she said, "Well, I have 2 black eyes." I gasped, and she followed it up with only joking. I told her firmly that wasn't funny at all. I then let her know we wouldn't be coming to the garage sale. It's over $100 in petrol each way. My husband is working, and Dad has the neighbor's trailer and help available to him. Mum admitted she hadn't known Dad was calling me and that he'd been trying to go around her to get the Aitah. I said calmly, so in a way, you both tried to use me. You had me be the bad guy saying no to the Aitah, and he tried to go around you to get a yes. She didn't really have an answer for that. I asked where Dad was so she could pass on that we wouldn't be coming. She asked if I could tell him myself. I said no, this was between the 2 of them, and my husband and I weren't going to be in the middle of it. She called out to Dad that we wouldn't be over and that my husband was working. I heard Dad let out a growl and start swearing. I calmly said goodbye and hung up. I was calm, courteous, and polite on the phone, as I always am, but once I was alone, I got quite upset. So, Aitah? I feel guilty for causing an argument between them and for revealing to Dad that it was Mum who asked me not to bring the Aitah back. The house sale is now unconditional, so there's no undoing it, even if Dad told Mum his true feelings. I just want to do the right thing, be a good daughter, and stop being caught in the middle of their games.